the food place. You're welcome to my healthy food place, where we share ideas and recipes on how you can stay healthy naturally. And so today, I want to share one of the most challenging aspects of my wellness journey. Yes, because most of the things I share here are actually some of the experiences I have had over the years, and thought that it's necessary to share it so that to avoid, or rather to help those upcoming ones, avoid some of the heartaches and difficult aspects that I had to go through because no one told me. But today we have the opportunity, platforms, and privileges to hear stories from others through the social media, as I am doing. And so if you haven't subscribed to this channel, kindly do that so that you can be notified whenever I'm here sharing my wellness journey experience. And so I want to share, like I said at the beginning, something that affects our life, affects our health in a lot of ways, and that is sleep. So a lot of us have gone, and some are still going through the challenge of not being able to fall asleep, and sometimes not remaining asleep, and thirdly, not feeling refreshed after sleeping. So many factors could be responsible for this. And so in my own case, several times it was chronic. And what do I mean when I say something is chronic? When it has persisted, when it persists over a long period of time, that has been chronic. And so I had that chronic aspect. Having to go for days, know what it feels like. So when people come to me and feel so, I feel looking so depressed because they've not been able to sleep for a day or two, I just laugh at them. I say, you haven't seen nothing, because mine was much more than that. You know what it means to stay for 4, 5, 6 days, 7 days, and you haven't slept? Really been unconscious? That's what we're talking about. Just to be totally unconscious, in full state of sleep. If you miss it for several days, in fact, it's better to say that the person is almost abnormal, because nothing will be working inside of you. Your digestive system won't be working. Your excretory system won't be fine. Your brain, at a point, you'll be feeling hotness in your brain. It got to that stage. You'll be feeling some kind of hotness. Several times, remedies to sleep was even resorted to then. And of course, sometimes they offer little help. But after a long time, welcome to the house, I began to feel that the thing is not really working. I will have mentioned some of the, drugs that I was so fond of. I can't remember some of them right now because it's really quite a long time. And so occasionally I was giving, and it just like a few minutes, you wake up, it's neither here nor there. So it was really, really one of the, up till date, it's still surfacing, because life is a battle. We have to continue. It's a fight. We're in the battlefield. Yes, I need to let you know this. And so if you have been feeling so depressed because you haven't slept for a night, that's a small thing. If you're feeling so bad because you haven't slept for 2 nights, it's a small thing compared with what I'm talking about. I mean, 5, 6, 7, 4, 5, 6 days and not falling asleep. And even remedies we have tried, they weren't working because of ignorance. Yes, I say because of ignorance, because there's no need to go back to some of those medications today. Because if you know the truth, if you know the cause of the disease, it is easy also to help your body to reverse it. I have said, and I still believe strongly, that if you provide the necessary materials for the body, it heals. Menopausal women, for instance, often have that challenge. Only very few, a handful, can confidently say that all is well with them when it comes to sleeping and waking up. I mean, having all the night, very wonderful nights, sleeping and all this stuff. And so in my own case, it was a very difficult, time. It was a very difficult time having to deal with that. And so I don't know whether it's part of malaria or part of the typhoid, persistent or resistant typhoid and malaria experience, or whether it was worsened by the menopausal years, but was a difficult moment. I must say the truth. It was really, really difficult moment. And I tried several remedies that worked, and I'll be sharing some of them here. And up to today, I'm still testing out remedies to help deal with insomnia. And the reason, obviously, is because the body is never the same at all times. There are times when you used a particular remedy and it worked, and at another time, it didn't work. And you know why? Several factors may have contributed to it's not working, because if it's not what your body actually needed at that particular time, it won't work. If it's not what your body was asking for, it won't work. And so if you have maybe age and other factors have really played out against it, it won't work. And so don't be surprised that what worked for you before, you are testing it again, it doesn't seem to be working. Because today, I'm also using several other things, updating. That's why you need to keep subscribed and then be updated. Because you can't just stay without being informed of the latest updates about it. And so I use one particular supplement, and that is the fish oil. I have often said that I don't use any supplement multivitamin to boost my health or to support blood building, or to make sure I have become the energy or whatever, calcium or all the other stuff. But the brain is something that we must protect through our nutrition. And so when we start to avoid too many foods, this is the underlying issue. I faced it. When you start to stay off milk, reducing milk, you don't take milk. Milk is yeast, it's a yeast feeding food. It's inflammatory, and a lot of gas forming, and a lot of bad tags on it. And some of us don't even remember anything good anymore about milk. And so we stay off it for too long. And then we stay off all the fats. And we stay off a lot of other foods. I mean, even peanuts. These are brain foods. Most of the nuts are in the brain food category. I have talked with people who came with some health issues, even heart-related issues, and they weren't taking nuts. When I asked them, they've not taken nuts for more than 1 year, for 2 years. Some have been even advised not to take nuts. All nuts, not just a particular nut. I don't know. That could be true, but it depends on what your body is talking or saying. But in most cases, moderation has always been my guide, my suggestion when dealing with such things. And so I began to include occasional fish oil. The reason was because we cannot get enough of the healthy fatty fish in this part of the world to support the brain. And I tell you, when you take fish oil in moderation, not regularly, I wasn't taking it daily. Remember, it's a fat-soluble vitamin. When you take it too frequently, it's going to give you another result, because you can't just wash it away like vitamin C or vitamin B or folic acid. And so I took it occasionally, and it actually usually helped. Up to today, I'm still doing the same. Yesterday night, I took 2 of it. Not every day. Apart from helping you with your skin, I mean, strengthening your skin, your bones, your digestive, a lot of things, your heart, your brain most importantly. And so it's one of the oils I use. Most of them come in 1000 mg. But I usually like to start small. I don't like those 1000 stuff. I must be honest with you. Even up to today, when I take the fish oil, I take 1. But when I feel I need to take, 300 mg, when I feel very occasionally, I just make it 2. That's 600. That's 300 mg, 2. To make it something like this. Good. This is something this is what I'm talking about. Fish oil. There are so many brands of it that you can get. I don't want to mention the brand. So you can get it. There's some are in 300 mg, some are in 1000, and some people just take it. But I always like, the 300 mg, like 2. Depend on what doctor may recommend for people. But because I take it just to boost my health, not for managing of any particular ailment, but just to boost my health. So I took it occasionally then to support my brain, and it actually helps to improve the sleep quality and quantity too. It helps to improve relaxation and a lot of other things if you take it in moderation. So this is one of the supplements that I was actually using to tackle this insomnia, not being able to fall asleep and to remain asleep, and not only remaining asleep, to wake up feeling refreshed. Some of these cases of insomnia were worsened by the menopausal experience, and then inflammations also. And the fish oil helps to fight inflammation, as a matter of fact. And so I was using it occasionally with warm water. Then I was taking it only in the morning. I said, no, I won't take it in the evening. It's not good. But today, over the years, I discovered that there's actually nothing wrong also taking it in the evening. But then when I took it because the body is changing, as I said, but that several years, but when I took it in the morning, in the evening, looks as if it's so sharp for me. Maybe because I was still healing of stomach ulcer then. I feel like it's too sharp. So I wouldn't like to take it at night. But surprisingly, over the years, I could take it even at night, even as sometimes lasting at night, like I did yesterday, and usually goes on smoothly. So it's good for you too. If you tested something sometime and it didn't work well for you, after some years, go back and try it again. Maybe you feel better. You may feel better. And so I normally use it. Another thing that was actually causing the insomnia is low calcium. And several of our women who are actually going through this phase of their life, like insomnia, menopause, usually also come with complaints of not being able to sleep. And sometimes it's actually the calcium. And so you will understand that what may be responsible for the other one may not be the cause of the other. So you can never be so sure of, the exact thing your body is asking for. But these are the tips, the things that worked on several occasions. As we start going low on milk and some of the foods that we've been advised not to take much, like meat, animal protein, and all those stuff, the brain suffers. And most times, people don't get complete amino acids in their diet. And I've said that before. And when you don't do that, it affects that sleep. It affects the sleep. Those amino acids, those that are required to come from the food that we are eating on a daily basis, in addition to the amino acids that our body can manufacture, those that must come from the food, if we don't bring them in, you will be suffering insomnia like I did because of ignorance. Because nobody educated you or educated me. And so you need to, if you are avoiding milk or reducing milk, you may be having the challenges of insomnia. So you need to start including calcium-rich foods like chia seeds, like fennel seeds, occasional soya beans, several other, even moringa leaves. It's a good source of calcium too. There are several other foods that are quite low in calorie. Even almond is a good source too. You can include these ones to ensure that you get calcium, magnesium, and those necessary nutrients. Even the natural sea salt is also good in supplying your body with most of these minerals. And so that's what I use. I use all these things to ensure that. And in addition to that, I still take occasional milk in little amount, even up till date. It doesn't matter. A lot of people are saying, I've tried to stay without it. I've tried to stay with it. But I have concluded that moderation should be the rule, just a little. The older you get, the less of the milk you need. And so total abstinence is the one I do not subscribe to because I have tested it. And most times the brain suffers, especially in this part of the world. We don't have too many variety in our diet where we can get all those vitamins and minerals, those minute trace minerals. We don't. A lot of people use refined table salt, as a matter of fact. And then, so where do we get all the other nutrients? Where do we get it? If we are avoiding too many foods and we are left with just few. And so my rule is that we should take moderately, in little amount. It won't do any harm. And if you suspect any harm, there are other food combinations that can help to, counter the effect of the other one. I've talked about food combination today before, and you can also go back to some of those videos and look at it. When you combine some of them, they help to, remove the effect of the other one, which is giving you concern. And so calcium was working. Exercising works too, but it can't work out alone. If you exercise and you do not add some nuts, you're going to even suffer adrenal fatigue. You're going to suffer more insomnia sometimes. When you do the exercise, which is a necessary component to help you to sleep, to help reduce inflammations, to support your brain to produce, sleep, because that is where the sleep is made, in the brain. And so if you engage in exercise, which is even much more important, much more necessary as we get older. You need also to back it up with bone supporting and bone healing. There's some food that can help you heal when you go out after a workout. And most of them are in the nuts family. And so I began to also include exercising, especially in the morning. If you are going through insomnia, try these tricks. They worked for me. Occasional fish oil, raising your calcium in your diet, including, moderate exercise, and then nuts, moderation in your diet. Remember I talked about sea salt to help. Even with when you're talking about calcium and bones, you need to also change your salt so that you can get most of those trace minerals that are needed in just small amount. They are not needed in large amount, but just little. But when they are not there, things won't work. Minerals, trace minerals like zinc, is needed in small amount. But when it's missing, things like sleep won't be complete, won't be enjoyed. So you need to also begin to, include foods with those trace minerals. There are some food sources. We have other foods like pumpkin seed also that can help with sleep. A lot of other seeds. Most of these seeds are good sources. Sesame seed is good. Fenugreek seed, they are all good. So I was actually not using all of them because it's not every remedy that you read about or people talk about that you must, use. There are some that worked for you and may not work for another person because our bodies are different, our blood groups are different. And so you need to use the one that works for you and list it out as something that you have incorporated to help deal with insomnia. I have already talked about healthy fats, so I don't need to talk much about it. But today I'm still using fats like coconut oil to support my brain, fats like olive oil to support my brain, in addition to the fatty fish or the fish oil. Have you never wondered why this fat, oil, fish oil, and what? They're not the same. For instance, coconut oil is not a source of vitamin A, but the red palm oil is, and the fish oil is. And so they are not the same. That's why we need to include variety in our diet. Don't say because you tested out this, you are using this, so you don't look at other ones. The red color in the palm oil is great also for your brain and for other things. But you notice that as you get older, the red palm oil is a source of palmitic acid. It's a source of saturated fat, and such fat that clog arteries. So you need to eat less of it. But that is not to say that you need to miss out also on the vitamins or those things. You can get them from other foods without the fat, without the saturated fat. Some of the nutrients that you're looking for may occur in a food that comes with fat, and in some foods that does not come with fat, they could also occur. So you have a choice to make. If you don't need the fat, then you look for the food that contains those vitamins and minerals, but without the fat. Tomatoes, for instance, is a source of vitamin A, but it doesn't have saturated fat. There are several other foods, even moringa seed, moringa powder, they are good sources, but they don't have the fat that we're talking about. And so you need to, select and choose which one you're looking for, because that's what I have been doing. Recently, I shared a message where I used coconut oil, olive oil, and then garlic, fresh garlic cloves to manage and tackle a very stubborn constipation that I've tried to resist and defy most of my remedies. It was able to break it out and destroy those toxic overload. This is something I never tried before. But each day we must keep testing out new remedies. Because as we are aging, our body is also changing. And so we need to change. We need to modify our diet to suit each new age. So you don't need to, just keep repeating the same thing. There are other remedies also that I tried. I have been trying. In addition to, using the coconut, the fish oil supplementation. In addition to using the fish oil supplementation, increasing the calcium, exercising, including fats, and then today also, I'm also massaging my both hands, my both feet. So if you haven't been doing those ones, you can start. Ensure you wash your feet. If you're find it difficult to sleep, you can wash your feet, massage it with a combination of olive oil and garlic oil or coconut oil, depending. I've had people saying that they were not able to sleep and they took chamomile tea. Yes, some of these teas are good, but you cannot take those teas continuously for days. A tea like chamomile tea, you can't take it continuously for 4 or 5 days. It's going to show you the toxic aspect of it. I have taken it for days, and it's a matter of most of those teas, you can't take it continuously for more than 4 days. You won't like the aroma of it anymore. It will be kind of giving you some toxic feelings. What am I trying? Where am I going to? That moderation should be our rule. Even if you are using, like you want to sleep, chamomile tea is good. A lot of teas are there that you can use, depending on what. If you're having indigestion, which can cause insomnia, maybe you ate late. It happens to me occasionally. I can take chamomile tea because of the late meal to aid digestion and to reduce inflammations and then reduce incidence of spiking up my sugar. I do that, but not every day, not regularly. It's only when the need arises. When you occasionally eat late, you can take ginger tea afterwards. I do, not just one. I have berries, I have ginger tea, I have chamomile tea. Sometimes I take pomegranate tea with ginger tea if I suspect that the food is not actually too protein rich. I will add pomegranate to it because it has some small traces of protein. So I do that. At other times, I take teas like hibiscus flower tea. Yes, occasionally I take that. Once in a long while, I take that. At other times, I take fennel tea. And so you need to, these are some of the things that helps. So if it is late meal that was contributing to not sleeping, you have to stop eating late. It's one of the major causes today. Any food you eat at 7:30, 8 o'clock, or even after 7, it's going to cause insomnia, going to affect you because that's the time the body ought to be resting. And so if you have not eaten right in the morning, for instance, it took me time also to realize that not having your breakfast, a good breakfast, can cause insomnia. It took very long time for me to know this. And to know that cereals like oats are very good for breakfast if you are suffering insomnia, so that the brain prepares to sleep ahead of the evening. And so you need to make sure you don't leave your brain dry throughout the morning. And in the night, you will complain of insomnia, because I had it. I would just say, I'm not going to eat this and that. No, kind of mistake, all kind of very funny mistakes I was making. It took me time to realize that sometimes if you're going into insomnia, Don't leave your brain empty for too long in the morning. It's going to affect you again in the night, especially menopausal women. I don't know whether this happens to men, but I know it has been happening to me. And I have also noticed it's happening to some women who have also come to me. So you need to now eat a good breakfast, like a cereal, avoiding caffeine in the morning or afternoon. Avoid it if you're already going through the insomnia. You need to be careful with the caffeine. Even if it's cocoa you're taking it for like a week or 4 or 5 days continuously, and you're finding it difficult to sleep, you're going through, insomnia, then you need to stop it. And then you can switch to ginger and turmeric. At times, nowadays, what I do, when I do the ginger and turmeric, I add my sorghum tea. The sorghum tea is not actually a very popular tea with many people, but it's a very good one because it's caffeine-free and it's red. Red teas are good as you get older. And occasionally, do you know what? I add cinnamon to it. I add black seed and honey. And at other times, I add dates and a little milk. So variety, that is the spice of life. You must continue changing, wanting to give your body exactly what it needs in order to serve you better. These are the mistakes I was making repeatedly, not knowing that, sometimes I just leave my brain empty in the morning. Maybe I won't have anything till around 3:30 or 4. I don't know, it may not appear the same, be the same with some other persons, but I'm telling you my own personal experience. Some people may not have this experience I'm talking about, but I'm telling you, in case you're even going to insomnia, you can tap from it and try some of the remedies. Stop eating late. After 7 o'clock, eat any heavy meal, oily meal. You can take fruits. Yes, you can take fruits. Even if you're hungry, it doesn't matter. You can bear it and rest in the morning. Then you can have whatever you want to have. These are some of the secrets that has been working for me. Avoiding late meals as much as possible. And if at all, I have to take it, because it does happen. There's no perfect situation. I won't tell you I never ever had a late meal, not at all. I do have late meals once in a while, but not as a matter of habit or regular occurring. So, but each time it happens also, I always bear it in mind that I'm going to follow it up with a tea that will boost digestion. That's what I want you to do. Because if you don't take a tea, I said there could be times for chamomile tea. Yes, I could take ginger tea, which also aids digestion. Sometimes I take teas like, ginger and turmeric, adding a little pinch of cinnamon. At other times, I may even take ginger and pomegranate together. And at other times, hibiscus flower tea. There are several of these teas. So you can, even cumin tea, I've not been taking it for some time. But it's one of the calming teas that you can also take to help to relax you, relaxing tea. You can take mint tea. Although mint tea appears a little bit harsh, but those who are having spike in their blood sugar can take it. Inflammations and pains, can take it. If it is what your body is asking for, it's going to calm you down. You're going to feel good. But the mistake is when it is not what the body requires at that time, and maybe it is what we read online, what somebody told us. Then we just rush to go and apply it, not asking, does my body need it now? Is it what I need? And so that is the point. So today I am, testing out new things, new ideas on dealing with insomnia. Sometimes I've had to massage some side of my face, sometimes my hand and both hands, then I have to massage my both feet. Sometimes I apply oil on the belly button. Olive oil is my best. especially for constipation. Sometimes also for constipation, I put apple oil, apple essential oil. There are several of these oil you can put on your belly button to calm you down. Even this chamomile, it has its own oil that you can also put. If you don't want to ingest it, you can put it on your belly button to help to, to calm you down, spreads. Most of the important, most of the parts of the parts of the body are used more frequently to boost sleep. Now, it's my both arms, massaging the both arms, the both feet, the belly button, the head, gently, not massaging. Don't massage my head, though. Don't do that. But you can massage your hands, both hands. You can massage around the eyes if you have been using your eyes online like myself. You can massage it around to improve blood circulation. Massage it very well, and then the sides, at the back of the ears, and all the areas. And then all those things. And do deep breathing to works. So you can use any of the essential oils to do deep breathing to clear the lungs so that you can breathe well. Sometimes bacteria and viruses are trapped in there, especially during the dusty periods. But when you do this deep breathing with good essential oils, especially those with antiviral properties like the mint oil, you will discover that it will reduce all those incidences of sneezing, coughing, those small bugs disturbing you around your throat. It's going to destroy them and then calm you down to sleep. And lastly, there is an aspect that has been working for me, which is the last point I want to make, and that is garlic. It's one of my most, trusted remedies at night. Sometimes it could be cholesterol, high cholesterol that could be disturbing. Sometimes your heart may not be in the best condition, but each time I'm going through some of those ugly nights, it does happen. Don't think it's over now, my dear. It's not over until it's over. And so I normally use the garlic. I chew it. It works. If it is malaria or typhoid or worms or fungi or inflammations, it works. It works. Fresh garlic cloves. Each time I use it, it works for me. And it seems to be aiding sleep too. I don't know how it does that, but maybe by destroying the bacteria that are attacking the sleep cycle. But it helps. Anytime you chew it at night, in a few minutes, you're off to sleep. It could even be bacteria, could be viruses, could be whatever, that are aiding the situation. It always helps. And that is where I want to end it for now. Remember that if you haven't subscribed, quickly do that, because I shall be updating you with more of my wellness secrets to help you stay healthy naturally, only at my healthy food place. See you.